My name is Ari. I'm 15 years old and I go to Red Miller High School. I've been attending Bay Area for 4 years. Before I came here, my life was completely different and I wasn't the person I am now. 4 years ago, my mom passed away and I started coming to church, but then soon I stopped coming because I felt that if God really did love me, why would he take my mom away? If he loved me much as everybody had said he did, why would he take her away considering she never did anything wrong? A couple of months after my mom passed away, I started dating this boy. I had based my whole entire life around him. I was always constantly on my phone, whether it would be at school, anywhere with my family. I would ignore everybody and just talk to him because he didn't allow me to talk to anybody. Soon my dad and all my family, step family, had started noticing that I was always on my phone. They would take away my phone every night and that would get me angry to the point to where I would say things that I don't mean, such as I hate them, and all because I wanted to talk to this boy. Soon after that, I moved out of my house just so I could see him almost every day, or I could talk to him till I fell asleep on the phone. It started falling apart whenever we started going to different schools. We wouldn't talk as much and I would be the type to blow up his phone because after I left my family, he was all that I had. We ended up breaking up and that had got me into a really depressed stage to where I made new friends who were always constantly doing drugs, and soon I thought, okay, well, if my friends are happy doing this, I'll be happy doing it too. So I started doing it too until the time came that I had to go to the emergency room because I had almost overdosed on what I was taking. I can honestly say that I thought my life was over. The way I was feeling is indescribable. I can't say it hurt or I couldn't think. It's just indescribable. And then I thought, like, I have to change. Like, I'm barely gonna be 13. I shouldn't be going through this. I shouldn't even be thinking about doing things that I'm doing now. About a week after I was out of the hospital, I had decided to go back to Bay Area Fellowship because my dad had talked me into it. I saw how happy him and my brothers were and I wanted that happiness. And everybody remembered me. They were saying they had missed me and where I had been, and that made me feel like, okay, I must mean something to these people who missed me. From that moment on, I decided to change who I was, what I was doing. It wasn't easy to stop, but somehow I made it through. I had a lot of people praying for me, and that helped also. Eventually, the guy I was with had tried talking to me again, and for a moment I almost fell back into everything that I had let go of. But then I stopped and I thought to myself, why am I gonna go back if I wasn't happy? Why am I gonna be happy the second time around? I had so many people tell me their stories of what they've been through and how they got through it, and I thought if I could get through that and I can get through my mom dying, I could really get through anything. When my mom had passed away, I had so many questions like, why is she taken away? Where, like, what did she do? But then I noticed nobody's gonna have the answer for me, and nobody knows why but only God. And I can't go around and hate people and hate things and shut everybody out because she was taken away. I know that I have somebody watching over me now in heaven, along with my other family members that have passed away. And yes, I did go through a depressed stage, but I got through it. I'm so much happier now. Like, I'm not the person I was. I have my downfalls and my days where I'm just like really quiet or sad, but I make it through it. I used to have all this hate and anger inside at God, wondering why would he take my mom away? But then it made me a stronger person. Now I'm nothing like I was. Back then, if somebody would look at me ugly, I'd go up to them and I'd hit them in the face. I was constantly cussing and I didn't want to put up with anything anybody had said. Honestly, I was nervous to start this whole new journey with God, but what I learned is that no matter if you feel alone, you're never alone. And if you depend on a boy or your cell phone or a person in your life to bring you happiness, you're going to be let down. But the person who won't ever let you down is God. If I can make it through everything I made it through, then anybody can make it through what they're going through. If you're not sure about having a relationship with God, just know that whatever you're relying on now for happiness and for love, it'll soon leave you and you'll end up having nothing. So whenever you have God, you'll know, okay, I'm never alone. Like, I'm never gonna be by myself. I'm never gonna have somebody not to talk to. I'm always gonna have somebody there who's gonna love me through the bad things I do, through the good things I do, through things that nobody knows that I do but myself. You're always gonna have God. Through all the struggles I was in, I made it through. And I noticed that no matter how much I cry, or some days I don't want to talk to anybody, or nevertheless not even talk to God, He forgives me for that. He forgives me for shutting everybody out, because He knows that I love Him and I know that He loves me. And everything He helped me get through is what made me who I am today.